But we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. And the very first thing on the agenda is the discussion of the AS Rhodes renovation. And you should have a map of AS Rhodes.
Yep.
In the classrooms in blue, minor upgrades. The pink color is more major upgrades. And one of the thoughts for the renovation of this school is we wanted to have a secure front entrance. So OWPR was able to do that. They moved the office space to the front of the building and created an office out of a classroom. So we needed to get that classroom space back. So if you look at number, it's down towards the back right, classroom 124. That used to be a computer lab and a nurse's office. They are actually changing that to a classroom, so that allows us to get our classroom space back, because we're going to have as many classrooms after the renovation. We're going to have the need for as many classrooms after the renovation as we have now. The main corridor, one of the considerations for this whole renovation project is to make everything ADA accessible. So the front was ADA accessible, but not quite as much as we would like for it to be. And then also the restrooms, they needed to widen to make them ADA accessible too. So the renovations that are planned for this building are moving the front entrance to have a more secure front entrance to the front of the building, new roof, new floor, new ceiling, taking out the existing bookshelves and things like that, and then adding a new set of organizational units to the classrooms, making sure that everything is ADA compliant, and HVAC. Some of the things that are going to be on our add alternate list is new windows, and if we did the new windows, it would mimic the windows that were in there whenever the building was built. So more of a white frame window instead of the brown frame windows that we currently have.
I was told those windows were put in like the 70s.
So those windows, maybe even late 90s.
Okay,
yeah, maybe around the same time as the E. Wilson Morrison renovation project. So, but the energy savings value on those windows aren't quite what we would like for them to be. So that would be a reason for us to change the windows themselves. And then two, the windows currently have window air conditioning units, so taking those out and putting in the panels or whatever may not be as aesthetically pleasing as we would like. So here's the layout of the floor plan, and Randy Jones will be here on Wednesday to kind of discuss this if you guys have any questions. But I wanted you to get an idea of what the floor plan was going to be. And then the next page that I put here was parking renovations. So in order to move the front entrance to the front of the building, we needed to add some additional parking spots, because there may be one or two handicap spots out there currently, but there's nothing else. With the addition of the new parking, there would be two ADA spaces and then 7 standard spaces, so a total of 9 parking spaces out there.
And I'm assuming the county will let us get by with that.
Yeah, we're working with the town right now. There would need to be a variance. Yeah, there would need to be a variance, but they've already started those conversations with the town.
One of the things OWPR did was come into and talk to the faculty about what they liked about their building, what they wanted to see improvements. So when it talks about classroom layout, where they wanted certain things, or what teachers thought were helpful or not helpful. So that was, I think they tried to incorporate as many of those things as they could.
They did.
So that was a nice thing that architects do. is
They
get
actually
input.
met with them 2 or 3 separate times,
Are they
so.
putting a fire door in, it would be across from food storage in the main hallway, where the girls' bathroom is. See the swinging doors there in the hallway?
It looks,
I wonder if that's just
like
a
it,
fire
doesn't it?
door.
Mhm. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a good question.
It is a good
Randy
question.
on Wednesday.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, those are new doors there.
Yeah,
So-
because there's no existing doors.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
mean, I definitely agree with moving the office up front and having the vestibule there, because you have to walk literally halfway through the school, it seems like, to get to the office now.
Mhm.
And it's hard to see, if you don't know, I mean, it's just.
And we've had nothing but positive feedback on that renovation that we did at Resi Jeffries adding that new front entrance, so. And then, if you also look down where it says main corridor and it says like 100B, that, they're gonna add an exterior door there
Yeah.
to that space, which is, right now it's off the cafeteria and the teachers use it as a teacher workroom, so
Yes.
they're gonna wall that off
Oh,
and make
okay.
that, space for the teachers to work, because the
Okay.
teachers that were in there didn't necessarily monitor the students. They were in there making copies and things like that for,
So we'll be
So
able to
is
get,
that a temporary wall or is that a wall?
no, it's not. It's gonna be a wall.
That's a wall.
It will be a wall.
Okay.
so we'll be able to get the copier and all that stuff out of the cafeteria.
Well, that's currently where it's at, so
It's in the
yes.
same
Yeah,
spot.
it's in the
Just have a
same
wall
spot.
on
They'll
it.
just have a wall there.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of up on it like a little
Yeah, like a-
incline.
yeah.
Mhm.
Something.
Yeah.
I wonder, should the SROs have a door that goes into the main hallway instead of having to leave through the office? Should that person also be able to just access the hallway?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either. It's a good
79
question.
square feet, there's not a lot of space, but I wouldn't imagine they need to be in an office very much.
Yeah, that's a little spot.
Yeah.
7 square feet, isn't it?
It is a very, they
Think about
don't,
it.
they don't
Cedar
stay in
plywood's
there.
32 square feet, so it's about,
Yeah, you're just thinking of ceiling tiles.
yeah.
2 foot thick.
So it's an 8 by 10,
Yeah.
Yeah.
A foot less than an 8 by 10. The SROs don't stay in their office very often.
Yeah, I wouldn't think.
Yeah,
I mean,
so they're going to be in the classroom or in the cafeteria a lot. They're going to be monitoring the bus lanes, but they do need a space to sit down and,
Right.
do some
They have some paperwork.
yeah, paperwork. Mhm.
But I'm just thinking, easy access for them.
Doug, you have any questions about?
So OWPR is going to put a bid out for everything, right?
They are for the roof and for this renovation, and I am first part of May. It
Okay.
should- Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
a few weeks away.
Mhm.
I guess heating and air, we're gonna go to, are we gonna keep gas furnaces or,
So
What's the
their
mindset?
thought is mini splits
okay?
at this point. So I don't know if that's finalized, but, and I believe with propane.
Well, then throw it out there, we'll look at it.
Mhm.
Yeah, mini splits are efficient. They really are. Interesting. It's such a long school. I mean, you know what I mean? It's not much, it's just,
Mhm.
Yeah. One hallway.
absolutely. But we're definitely up doing bathrooms, everything will be ADA compliant.
Mhm.
Mag locks, I guess, would be, mag locks on all doors.
Not on all doors, on the
With the
exterior
vestibules,
doors, yeah.
Exterior,
Yeah.
well, I literally, that's what I meant.
Yes, exterior doors.
Exterior doors will all
yes.
be mag
Yeah,
locks.
and we're actually currently discussing what type of locks to put on the classroom doors. So we've just had that email exchange over the last couple of days.
Okay.
So whether we wanted to have a key lock on the inside or a push button or,
Yeah,
how we wanted to,
Yeah, there's a lot of options.
lots of options.
So we didn't have to change the footprint to have the same amount of classrooms.
Right.
But we'll still have to have the building out back. Any
For at
ideas?
least one more year, we have, our current 4th grade has 3 teachers. And so that those kids will move to the 5th grade, so we'll need to have 3 classrooms for at least another year. So it just depends on, you know, the size of the
Volume.
class whenever they enter, and sometimes they're large and sometimes they're not so large.
Very
So,
true.
yeah. And we've always looked at our K through 3 because we get funding for having classrooms under 20, 21, 22. And sometimes we're surprised that there's a classroom that has, you know, that's on the edge of going over.
Right.
Yeah. And the previous year, it hadn't been, so.
Right now, I don't have any other questions on the plan itself.
Well, I'll send Randy James an email about those, the fire doors, the exterior door for the SRO officer, and then ask him the question about the HVAC units.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And so the next thing probably in your packet just shows the SNAP funds that are available, and this was as of one day last week. So it's $2,509,000, almost $400 there.
And that's only for AS Road.
And that's for AS Roads. And then the county has some proffer money,
Right.
which we spent a little bit of it this year for the LFK chiller, but it's about $500,000 that's going to go towards this project as well.
So we're looking at cold hard cash about $3 million for the project. No.
Yep.
Our money, not borrowed money, right?
Our money, not borrowed. Well, the SNAP account is money we've already borrowed. It's left over from
From the
middle school.
previous
Right,
project.
middle school. It's not new money.
Yeah.
And it can only be used for capital.
Okay, thank you. And we're not touching the gym area at AS Roads.
We're not. The only piece that we may touch is the HVAC unit there. It may need replaced, so.
Okay. Good age.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes,
sure it
so
is.
that's the only piece that we would touch there.
Okay.
So the next thing on the agenda is also relates to AS Roads renovation, and that's asbestos removal. So anytime we start renovating a school that was built during certain years, there's likely asbestos. So, and that is in, yeah, it's in the floor glue that holds the tile down. It could be in the tiles themselves, and then in some insulation for some pipes. So I just want to say this up front, that our students and our staff are safe because it's encapsulated at this point. So there's no harm or danger to our students at this point. But in order to abate it, it's going to cost a little bit of money. And we have been working with Prince William County Public Schools. They have a cooperative agreement with a company called Apex. And we are allowed to use that contract in order to, and use that company in order to abate our asbestos. So we would like to have this in place before school is out so that we can go ahead and, because asbestos abatement has to be first, because then everything else will follow. So the cost to abating the asbestos is going to be approximately $55,000, and that does not include the floor, the glue, or the mastic. So that'll be another $5,000. So we're thinking it's going to cost about $60,000 to abate the asbestos that is at Rhodes.
And they don't know about the glue till they test it, and they won't test it till the school's empty.
That's right, yes,
Okay.
yeah. So
Okay.
we're anticipating, that it has asbestos in it, but we won't know for sure until after they do the testing,
Right.
so.
Fair enough. So about 60 would cover all of it?
Yes, about 60. And I think we'll probably do an not to exceed, probably 62.5, something like that, just so that there's a little bit of fluctuation, 62,500, so there's a little fluctuation in case we missed a pipe insulation or something like that along the way.
I'm
So
assuming that company's coming in and walk through.
they have, and we've checked references and they're all good. They anticipate it's going to take 8 to 9 days to do the
Wow.
asbestos removal. So, and then no other contractor can be in that building at that time. So, so that's 2 weeks off of the summer that it's going to take in order for.
Is that a budgeted item or a contingent?
It's always something that we have to factor in whenever we're doing a renovation
We
for.
put something in.
Yeah,
Anticipate.
of any of our schools. So, yes, we anticipated it.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, an age, guaranteed.
I was pretty sure we had. There's not much you can do.
Yeah,
You
so-
Gotta do it.
Turn on TV set anytime, day and night, you got all kinds of lawyers out there trying to sell their services.
Absolutely. We have to advertise that too.
Since it's a cooperative procurement, we do not, but we have to let DOE know within 20 days before we actually do any asbestos abatement to any of our schools. So we are on a time crunch. So,
Yeah.
but May 1st is plenty of time in order to be able to start June the 7th,
Okay.
8th, yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
yeah.
Make
So,
sure.
I wanted to take it to the work session this time, make sure everybody's aware, and then for the May 1st meeting, we'll ask for approval.
That's this week. isn't
It is.
Yeah. This week.
Yeah.
Okay.
When's
The work session.
The work session, yeah. At 5 o'clock, so. And Apex actually put their scope of work and laid it out really clearly, so I just went ahead and passed that along to you guys in the board docs document that's on.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
do you guys have any questions about asbestos abatement?
Yeah.
That's our evil.
It is. And that was the very first thing that we did whenever we renovated Rhodes Elementary School. So, and looking back at the cost of it, it was about $200,000. So, for the monitoring and the asbestos abatement and everything that went along with it.
The hard part is you got to go with friends or other contractors because you never know 100%. Oh, this is a good price or this is a bad price.
Yeah. So this is a cooperative contract. So Prince William County Public Schools did all the work, and they
did the hard part.
determined who which contractors had the better price, and we can benefit from that.
So OWPR is confident they can have a new roof on it, asbestos taken care of. And it's not a lot of interior work. I mean, moving the office and all is a lot. But, and I guess those bathrooms, but you get a good group in there, it's done pretty fast. So they're pretty confident we can have it ready to open.
So the renovation's going to be over the entire school year. So, and we'll be finished in August 2020. They're going to do some of the major pieces first. Some of the things that we may go back to school and not have. We may not have floor tile, but it'll be, it'll be a nice concrete.
It'll be a
So,
sandy concrete
right.
floor,
So
sure.
there'll be things, and what Lori, Miss Lehman, the principal there, is working on is maybe how she can give them 2 classrooms at a time in order to, and she's going to be able to do that by using the Title I space that's at the bottom. So, and then she may have her music and her art teacher on carts for part of the year, so they can use that classroom too. So,
they should be flexible enough.
Oh,
I would think.
yeah.
I mean,
They can do it. And,
you know what I mean? Just
yeah.
because they go to the classroom now and get the students and take them to their classroom. So it's a difference.
And the teachers at Ressie Jeffries, they were so phenomenal throughout the process that they, you know, they understand that working in a construction zone isn't wonderful, but they made it work. So.
And I would think this group, smaller scale would be.
Yeah, they're excited.
Yeah.
Very excited, yeah. Even the teacher that's losing her classroom wasn't too bent out of shape about it. So because she understands that it's going to be a positive for the school, so it is.
It's brand
Yeah,
new.
it is. It is. So.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, they are, you know, they understand that it's going to be so much better once they've completed this, that it's, that they're willing to go through a few not so great
Right.
conditions for a little bit, so.
But you're not looking at that long of a process, truly.
No, a year, yeah, 2 summers and,
2 summers.
yeah. The roof, the shingled roof is their #1 priority, just because of the shape of the shingled roof. So that'll, you know, we should see them out there fairly quickly after the bid is awarded, so.
Yeah, they're all sticking on. Might be some damage to replace, but it's not a big deal.
Yeah, yeah, and the cupola, they're going to do some renovations to the cupola. Renovations to the columns in the front. Yeah, so some of those, you know, some of those things.
I can't think of anything else.
Sounds like a plan.
Well, I have nothing else unless you guys do.
I can't think what it would be.
Yeah, so we're gonna review this with the whole school board
Right.
Wednesday evening.
Right.
Everybody get to hear it.
They may handle it.
And Randy will be here for that
Okay,
meeting, so
okay.
it'll be, yeah. He'll probably have a PowerPoint to show, which would be great.
What was the lady's name? I think she was an architect. She's in
Allegra.
Winchester.
Allegra, Martinsburg, yeah.
Martinsburg, yes.
Mhm.
And she said she could be here quick.
Yes.
If we needed something.
Yes, yeah,
That's
she's
plus.
been very responsive.
Yeah.
They've been very responsive, so
They seem to be.
very pleased.
Okay, good deal. All right.
All right, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
All right, it is 1.